Pay attention to what I am going to tell you now. In the last few days, you have felt something strange inside your house, an restlessness that has no explanation. It may be an anguish that appears out of nowhere, a fight that arises without reason, a pain in the body for which no doctor finds the cause. Perhaps money is vanishing from your hands like water, or someone in your family is acting in a way that is not their own. I know you felt this, and I know you tried to ignore it. But today, at this exact moment, you will understand what is truly happening, because the angel of God's justice has already entered your house. He did not come to pay a visit. He came to uproot everything that was planted against you and against your family. Stay until the end of this video, because what I am going to reveal here can change the history of your house starting today. Let us go straight to the point. There is a spiritual reality that most people ignore. While you sleep, while you work, while you take care of your children, there is an invisible war happening around your life. This war is not symbolic. It is not a metaphor. It is real. The Bible makes this clear in Ephesians chapter 6. Our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and powers, against the rulers of this dark world. This means that feeling of weight you feel when entering the house, that sadness that appears without explanation, that desire to give up on everything that invades you at the end of the day, that does not come from you. It comes from something that was placed there. And when God decides to intervene, He does not send a gentle message. He sends an angel with authority to execute justice. The angel of justice is not just any angel. He carries a specific mission to undo that which was bound unjustly in your life. And this weight you feel now, this constant oppression that suffocates you inside, is exactly the sign that this angel has already begun to operate. And the fact that you are here, hearing exactly these words at this moment, reveals something about your spiritual position that you need to understand. This oppression that has accompanied you for weeks, perhaps months, this tightness in the chest that no one else sees, is not weakness. It is a weight that was placed upon you by something that operates in the invisible. You are not an ordinary person. There is a spiritual responsibility over your life that directly involves the people who live under your roof. They are people who depend on your covering and do not even know it. That is why I prepared the powerful digital book for you, called Manual of the Chosen by God to Protect the Family. This material shows, step by step, how to identify what is operating against your house and how to activate the spiritual protection your family urgently needs. The link is in the description of this video and also pinned in the comments. Thousands of people have already accessed it and written to me saying that the atmosphere inside their homes changed completely after applying what is there. But I must be honest. This content may go offline at any moment. If your heart recognized what I said, do not leave it for later. Access it now, and if this message is for you, comment below. I accept the justice of God in my house. Now, returning to what I was explaining to you, the angel of justice carries a mission that goes far beyond what most people imagine. He comes to break spiritual contracts that you do not even know exist over your life. He comes to return what was stolen from your peace, your health, your marriage, your finances. And the sign that he has already arrived is exactly what you are experiencing now. This restlessness, this discomfort, this sensation that something is moving in the spiritual world around you. I need to tell you something that might frighten you. This cleansing that the angel of justice is performing in your house will bring discomfort before it brings relief. It is like a surgery. Before healing, the doctor needs to open, cut, and remove what is diseased. The process hurts, but the result is the cure. This is exactly what is happening in your life now. That fight that arose out of nowhere between you and someone you love, that financial problem that appeared without warning, that poorly slept night, that strange dream that woke you up at dawn with a racing heart, all these are signs that something is being uprooted. And what is being uprooted is something that was hidden, rooted, sucking your energy and the energy of your family for years. I know that at this moment your heart is tight. You are thinking of someone, a son, a daughter, a husband, a wife, a father, a mother, someone who is suffering and whom you cannot help. I need you to understand, it is not by chance that this person came to your mind now. They are directly connected to what is being cleansed in your house. And this anguish that suffocates you for this person, this tightness that returns every time you think of them, is not just concern. It is your spirit warning that something needs to be done now, before it worsens. Each day without action is one more day of vulnerability for those you love. That is why I prepared the powerful digital book for you, Manual of the Chosen, by God, to protect the family. The link is in the description and in the pinned comments. Do not postpone what your own heart is imploring you to do. Pay attention, because now I will reveal to you how the angel of justice operates, and understanding this will completely change the way you view what is happening in your life. He acts on 3 very clear levels. The first level is exposure. He brings to the surface that which was hidden. This is why suddenly secrets begin to appear. Truths that were buried arise out of nowhere. Situations that seemed resolved return to the surface. This is not bad luck. This is not persecution. This is divine justice operating. When God sends his angel, the first thing that happens is that every lie, every betrayal, every trap set in the dark is exposed to the light. The Bible says in Luke chapter 8 verse 17, "There is nothing hidden that will not be revealed, nor secret that will not be known and brought to light." If something in your life was recently revealed in an unexpected way, if a truth came to light without you doing anything to make it happen, know that this is the direct work of the angel of justice. The second level is separation. After exposing what was hidden, he begins to separate what is of God from what is not of God within your life. And this is very uncomfortable, because often that which needs to be separated is mixed with things you love. It could be a friendship you consider important, but which is actually pulling you down spiritually. It could be a habit that seems harmless, but is opening dangerous spiritual doors in your house. It could even be a person from your own family, who, without realizing it, is being used as an instrument of spiritual disturbance within your home. I know this is difficult to hear, but the truth must be told. Not everything that seems good is good. Not everything that seems like love is love. The angel of justice has perfect discernment. He sees what our human eyes cannot see. And when he begins the process of separation, things around you may seem to be crumbling. Relationships are shaken. Plans change course. Doors close suddenly. But do not despair, because what is happening is a pruning. And every pruning, however painful it may be, precedes a new phase of abundant growth. Jesus said in John chapter 15, verse 2, "Every branch in me that does not bear fruit he cuts away, and every branch that does bear fruit he prunes so that it may bear more fruit." If something is being cut from your life now, it is because something much greater is coming to take its place. If this content is touching you, do a favor for me and for yourself. Click the like button now. This simple gesture helps this video reach other people who need to hear this message as much as you do. And subscribe to the channel if you have not yet subscribed. Activate the bell so you do not miss any video. I post new content every week that can transform your spiritual life. Now let us go to the third level. After exposing and separating, the angel of justice executes restoration, and here is where everything becomes truly powerful. Restoration, in the language of God, is not simply fixing what broke. It is returning multiplied what the enemy stole. The prophet Joel said in chapter 2, verse 25, "I will restore to you the years that the locust has eaten." This means that everything you lost throughout these years of battle, the joy that vanished, the health that weakened, the money that disappeared, the love that grew cold, the time that seems to have been wasted, all of this is on the list of divine restitution, and the angel of justice is the executor of this restitution. But there is a condition, and this condition is exactly what separates those who receive full restoration from those who remain stuck in the same place for years. The condition is, you must cooperate with the process. This means you cannot resist what God is doing in your life. If He is exposing something, do not try to hide it again. If He is separating something, do not try to hold on with your own strength. If He is closing a door, do not try to force it open. The greatest mistake you can make at this exact moment is to fight against the very justice that God is executing in your favor. If you are feeling the weight of these words, if something inside you is reacting at this exact moment, I have something decisive to tell you. Everything you are experiencing now has a purpose that goes beyond your current understanding. There is a divine plan being executed in your life that demands courage, discernment, and urgent spiritual preparation. You will not be able to protect those you love only with goodwill and good intentions. You need knowledge, you need revelation, you need the right tools. That is why I prepared the powerful digital book for you, Manual of the Chosen by God to Protect the Family. This material brings together everything you need to know to finally assume your spiritual position within your home. Inside, I reveal the 7 invisible doors through which evil enters a family and how to close each one of them definitively. The link is in the description and pinned in the comments. Do not wait for the storm to worsen to seek shelter. Access it now and begin the transformation today. I will give you a practical example so you can understand how this process works in real life. Think of a Brazilian mother in her early 40s. She works all day, takes care of the house, takes care of the children, takes care of the husband. She goes to church every Sunday, prays every night, does everything she learned she should do. But her house lives in permanent conflict. The husband is distant, irritated, as if he were another person. The eldest son is increasingly rebellious, answering rudely, leaving without giving an explanation. Money is never enough, no matter how hard she tries. She does not understand why. She asks herself every night, "What am I doing wrong?" What she does not know is that the problem did not start with her. Years ago, even before she was born, someone in her family lineage made a pact. It could have been the grandmother who consulted someone she should not have. It could have been the great-grandfather who made a promise that should never have been made. It was unconscious, it was out of ignorance, but it was done. And that pact generated a spiritual opening that extended through generations. The problems this woman faces today are not her fault. They are the consequence of something that was planted in the past and was never uprooted. When the angel of justice enters this house, he goes straight to the root. He does not treat the symptom, he uproots the cause, and that is exactly why the pain increases before it passes. Because he is touching the foundation, he is removing the spiritual debris that supported a false structure that seemed like normality. And when this debris leaves, the structure trembles. Everything around seems to collapse. But after the cleansing ends, what is built there is solid. It is permanent. It is truly blessed. Now I need to speak about something that many people do not want to hear, but that needs to be said. The spiritual responsibility of the head of the family. The Bible shows clearly that there is a person within each home who functions as the spiritual covering for all the others. It could be the father, it could be the mother, it could be the grandfather, the grandmother. It is that person who, when they pray with sincerity, the atmosphere of the entire house changes. When they are at peace, everyone feels peace. When they are in spiritual war, everyone feels the weight. If you are that person, if you recognize yourself in this role even without ever having put it into words, then the arrival of the angel of justice in your house has an even deeper meaning for you. Because he did not come only to cleanse. He came to empower you to exercise this spiritual authority with real power. It is not the authority of shouting, of commanding, of imposing rules. It is legitimate spiritual authority. It is the ability to stand before God with firmness and say, "This house is my responsibility, and I will not allow any work of darkness to operate in here." Do you know what happens when someone assumes this position with true firmness and spiritual consciousness? The entire spiritual landscape around that family changes. The forces that previously had free access to the house begin to retreat. The fights that seemed eternal diminish. The health that was debilitated begins to improve. The money that seemed to flow like water begins to flow and be sufficient. The children who are lost begin to obey and respect. The marriage that seemed dead begins to breathe again. This is not positive thinking. It is not self-help. It is not motivational coaching. This is spiritual law functioning as it has always functioned since the beginning of time. When the spiritual covering of the family rises with true authority, all of hell trembles. I will tell you something that happened to a man from Goiás. His life was chaos. Marriage hanging by a thread, wife asking for separation, 19-year-old son on drugs, owing more than 20,000 reais. He saw no way out. He was on the verge of a collapse. He found one of my videos on a night of insomnia, watched it until the end, and something changed inside him. He said he felt as if someone had torn a veil from his eyes. He began to pray in a different way. no longer with desperate supplication, but with authority. He took spiritual authority over the house. He applied what he learned with discipline. In 3 months, the son sought help on his own. The wife returned to talking, to looking into his eyes. He renegotiated the debts and breathed financially for the first time in years. In the message he sent me, he wrote, "It seems like someone took a heavy hand off my family. The angel of justice entered that house and uprooted what was there." Another case that marked me. A woman from Recife, 53 years old. She raised her children alone. A husband who drank, spent, humiliated her in front of the children. She endured in silence for 22 years, until the day her 17-year-old daughter announced she was going to live with a man she barely knew. There, something broke inside her. It was not anger, it was an awakening. She realized that the cycle of destruction was repeating in the next generation. She decided it ended there. She began to fast and declare the word with authority she had never used. In weeks, the husband sought help on his own. The daughter gave up on leaving. For the first time in more than 20 years, the family sat together at the table without fear. The spiritual covering was activated. If this happened to these people, why can it not happen to you? Do you think God is a respecter of persons? Do you think he chooses some to bless and abandons the others? No. The difference between the one who receives and the one who stays still is not merit. It is posture, it is decision. It is the exact moment when you stop passively accepting suffering and decide with all your strength, enough. I will cooperate with what God is doing in my life from now on. I need to speak about specific symptoms that few people associate with the action of the angel of justice. The first is unexplained crying. Have you been crying without reason? Feeling a strong emotion rise from your chest without logical reason? This is a sign that something is being removed from your spiritual field. When a malignant root is uprooted, the body reacts. The soul reacts. That crying is not weakness, it is liberation. Another symptom is extreme fatigue. Did you sleep and wake up more tired? A weight in the body that no exam detects. Spiritual battle consumes physical energy. Headaches, pressure in the chest, insomnia, nightmares. All signs of the cleansing process. Do not be afraid. These symptoms are temporary. They will pass when the process is complete, and then you will feel a lightness you have not felt in years. You will wake up with a will to live. You will look at your family and feel gratitude instead of weight. I need to warn you. During this process, the enemy will try to convince you that nothing is changing. He will plant thoughts that prayer does not work, that your situation is different, that God does not care. This is the oldest tactic that exists. The serpent did not attack in Eden with force. It planted doubt. If the enemy makes you doubt in the middle of the process, he gains time to reorganize the forces that are being expelled. Resisting doubt now is a matter of spiritual survival. Have you noticed that near a victory things seem to worsen? How many times was something good about to happen, and a problem arose out of nowhere? This is spiritual resistance. The enemy intensifies attacks at the hour of the turnaround. It is the last gasp of one who is being defeated. You are closer to victory than you imagine. For the process to be completed, you must do your part. I will give you 5 practical steps. First, stop complaining. Complaining is the language of defeat. When you complain, you declare that the problem is greater than God. Second, pray with authority. Do not ask with fear. Declare with firmness. I declare that every work of darkness in this house is being destroyed now in the name of Jesus. Third, protect the mind. The enemy will attack your thoughts with discouragement, doubt, fear, and guilt. They are not yours, they are darts. Replace every negative thought with a truth from the Word. Fourth, forgive. As long as there is resentment, there is an open door for the enemy. Forgiveness is not for the one who offended you. It is for you. It is the key that unlocks the cell where your heart was trapped. The angel of justice does not complete the cleansing of a house where the owner holds the poison in their hands. Let go. Let God take care of those who hurt you. Fifth, declare blessing over your house. Every morning before picking up your phone, declare, "The peace of God governs this house. No evil shall prosper here." Do this for 30 consecutive days. I challenge you. How many times have you asked God to change your situation? How many times have you prayed crying, asking for a deliverance? How many nights have you spent awake, in the dark of the room, wondering why life must be so difficult? I know they were many. I know because I receive thousands of messages from people exactly like you, living the same battles, carrying the same weights, and what I say to each of them is what I say now. Your request was heard. The answer is already in motion. The angel of justice does not come when we deserve it. He comes when God decides that enough is enough. And God decided that enough is enough in your life. Enough of suffering without reason. Enough of scarcity when you work hard. Enough of disease that no doctor finds an explanation for. Enough of loneliness inside your own house, surrounded by people but feeling a void that no conversation fills. Do you know what impresses me? It is the amount of people who live years, entire decades, carrying a weight that is not theirs. Good, hard-working people, who wake up early, who do what is right, who take care of everyone, but who inside are destroyed. And these people think that life is just like that suffering is normal, that constant sadness is part of being an adult. But it is not. It is not normal to wake up every day with a stone in your chest. It is not normal to feel fear inside your own house. It is not normal to look at the future and feel nothing but anxiety. This is spiritual oppression, and oppression is broken. It is undone. It is uprooted. And that is exactly what the angel of justice is doing in your life at this moment. I will close this video with a truth that I need to be engraved forever in your heart. The Bible says in Psalms chapter 34 verse 7, "The angel of the Lord encamps around those who fear him and delivers them." This angel is not passing through your life. He has encamped. He has set up a fixed guard around your house. He is there now, at this exact instant, while you hear these words. And he will not leave until the work is completely finished. I want you to do something now at this instant. Close your eyes for 3 seconds, take a deep breath, fill your chest with air, and say inside your heart with all the conviction you have, "Lord, I receive your justice over my house. I recognize that I am not fighting alone. I know that your angel is here with me and with each person of my family." There is a verse in Isaiah chapter 43 that says, "When you pass through the waters, I will be with you. When you pass through the rivers, they shall not overflow you. When you pass through the fire, you shall not be burned." Notice that the text does not say if you pass, it says when. Difficulties are part of the path of those who were chosen for something great, but the unshakable promise of God is that you will not be destroyed by them. The fire may be hot, but it will not burn you. The water may be deep, but it will not drown you. Because the Creator of the universe is with you in the middle of the most difficult process of your life. God is telling you at this moment, "I saw your suffering. I counted each of your tears. I heard every prayer you made in secret at dawn when the rest of the house slept and no one else was awake to console you. And now I have sent my most powerful angel to do justice inside your house. Do not fear the process. Do not fear the pain that comes before the complete healing. Trust in me. Rest in me. Because what I am doing in your life will be so great, so extraordinary, so far above everything you have ever imagined, that the people around you will not believe it when they see the transformation. If you have reached this point, I know with all certainty that this message was prepared specifically for you. Each word touched an exact place in your heart. So I want to make a request to you that can change another person's life now. Share this video with someone who is going through a difficult phase, someone in your family, a dear friend, someone who urgently needs to hear that the angel of justice is in full action. Sometimes the most powerful way God uses us is simply by forwarding a message that will transform another person's life forever. This message reached you for a reason that your heart already recognized, even before your mind processed it. What was spoken here are not just human words. It is a real and urgent call for you to assume, once and for all, the spiritual responsibility that God placed over your life. Your family needs you standing, firm, conscious, prepared, and spiritually armed. That is why I prepared the powerful digital book for you, Manual of the Chosen by God to Protect the Family. It is waiting for you in the description of this video and in the pinned comments. Inside it are the practical and spiritual orientations that will change the atmosphere of your house from the inside out, definitively. Do not postpone this decision one more day. Today is the day you choose to protect with spiritual authority each person God placed under your roof. Comment below now. The angel of justice is in my house, and let this comment be your public declaration of faith before God and all who are watching. I believe with all my heart that something extraordinarily powerful is beginning in your life from this exact moment. May God bless you, keep you, protect you, and lead you to the complete victory that is already yours. Amen.